with Josiah Hogan this morning. He is an actor and TV host. Thank you so much, Josiah, for speaking to us on the LITE Breakfast. Tell us a little bit about your life growing up. I mean, we know that you were born in Texas, but you grew up here in Malaysia. Where is home for you, though?
Not to be biased, but yeah, it is Malaysia. I was pretty much brought up here. My stepfather's a hardcore Pantai Timur Malay guy. So most probably I've been brought up Malay. So you can't say, there's a saying where like, if you're Chinese, you're a banana, you're like Chinese outside and white inside.
Yeah.
I'm both brown because Mexicans are brown and Malays are brown. It's just a joke.
Brown in and
So
out.
you're 100% brown. You're like a bar chocolate.
Just different flavors.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Well, we actually read an article saying that you were actually looking for your Mexican relatives back in the US.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. Did you manage to connect with them?
Well, I managed to connect with them it was via Instagram, because my first cousin on my real father's side, she kind of like found me on Instagram. She was looking for me, she said, and she finally found me and we started chatting with each other. So once she added me up, I could see like my aunts add her and my other aunts. So I just known that when I've added her up, I just knew that my grandfather on my real father's side, he married and got 4 daughters. After that, his wife passed away. Then he married my grandmother.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Yeah. So when he married my grandmother, with her, she had like 2 boys and 3 girls. So they got divorced and my grandmother moved to America. So that's how it separated. Yeah, so that's how it separated there. Then my father married my mom and got divorced. And my mom married my stepfather and we moved to Malaysia.
Wow. So this very complex family trees and everything didn't just happen in Asia. It happened everywhere.
Oh man, everyone's the same all over the world.
But are you 100% Mexican on your biological father's side?
Yeah, correct.
Oh, so you're Mexican Malay. Interesting mix.
Yeah. So, well, my mother, my real mother, is Mexican too, but born in Texas.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So pretty much, I'm all Mexican.
You're 100% Mexican.
Yeah.
Who's
sort of.
made it in Malaysia? That's interesting. You're probably the first 100% Mexican that we've spoken to.
You're Mexile.
Mexile.
Yeah.
Now tell us.
I kept thinking about that. I kept thinking about that, how to put my Mexican and Malay together. You made it.
Mexile.
Good, JD. Thank you, JD, for helping me out. Mexile.
Have you always wanted to be an actor though? Like, what got you interested in acting in the first place?
Well, I think maybe because I have art in me. Not like art, but like when I was in school, I always liked to draw comic books and make storylines and everything. But then when I was in Form 2, I started to get into music. And I'm still playing in a heavy rock and roll band. It's called Madame. And while we were playing at this gig, there was one crew member that was from films industry. He kind of like told me, hey, do you want to be an actor and all? And I just didn't really want to care because at that time I was married with my first wife and there's a lot of commitment. And after I got divorced, it was kind of like, oh, I want to go to America and act and everything. So I got this casting audition for Mad Max 3. So yeah. But wait, don't get happy yet. So so I bought my tickets, sold my car. I told my granduncle, my late granduncle, he was living in Long Island. So I showed him because he told me to just go ahead and come and stay with him. So I was like, all right, I got this. So I got my tickets and I tagged him on Facebook. And he told me, well, Josiah, if you told me earlier, I was going to tell you that I'm going to get married and move back to Texas. And I was like, oh man, there's no way I could go to LA. I don't like we said, my home is Malaysia. So there was no way I think I could have maybe survived in LA.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to change plans, and I called my friend. He did art department, so I called him and I told him, hey, I'll just go ahead and act in Malaysia, and it's been ever since. God knows how it happened, but it just happened.
How long ago was that? Like, how long have
man.
you been acting?
This was 2010.
Okay, about 10 years now.
Yeah, 10 years.
Now let's talk about Strange Encounters. This is the show that you hosted a while ago, and it was shown here on Astro as well. But when you were offered the job as host of this show, what were your thoughts actually? Were you afraid of the consequences? Because you will be encountering strange things, right?
Yeah. Well, it all started because of the first episode. They needed to do a pilot first. So at that time, I was kind of like, I had a long vacation, and I was like into this Ancient Aliens documentary that I was
I
looking
love that.
at.
Yes, yeah.
I was watching that, and then suddenly I got a call, and then they told me about Strange Encounters, and I was like, okay. Plus, at that time, what was it before? It was Asian, the
Ghost
TV
Stories?
station.
What?
I forgot the TV station. It was that long. 2014.
NTV7? No.
No, it wasn't NTV7. It was Astro.
Okay. Go ASEAN.
Go ASEAN. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Go ASEAN. So I kind of like every time when there's a new station, I'm really interested. But then they told me about the first episode, the pilot, and it was like looking for aliens. And I was like, wow. I just watched a documentary full about ancient aliens and stuff like that, and then now you want me to go look for aliens? I'm on. So so I tell them, okay, cool, I'll do it. And we did it. And second episode.
There were no hesitance on your part at all.
Nah, not at all.
Not
it
scared.
was basically because of the first episode. I was like, I'm all in.
But Strange Encounters doesn't just mean aliens, though, right? It's
Yeah. It's kind of the first episode that kicked me in. Like, they know how to lure me into it.
But
They did a good job.
But do you personally believe in ghosts and the paranormal? What are your beliefs in these things that are unseen?
Well, first of all, because we're living in Nusantara area, so a lot of freaky stuff do happen around here, I tell you. So there's the second episode that we did on Strange Encounters where we were looking for this pocong.
Oh,
It's called
what?
pocong.
Oh,
Yeah.
You
So
know the pocong? It's a wrapped
dead body.
Yeah, and then
So
Yeah.
it's a body of a
dead person.
Muslim
a dead
because
person.
they're
Yeah.
wrapped up, right?
Yes.
When
Yeah,
they
a
get
dead
buried.
person. They have it on those Hong Kong Chinese movies too, where they're like they're all wrapped up and they start jumping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
Jiangxi, is it?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So did you find any pochongs though?
Well, I didn't, but I don't know if it's racial related because everyone at set could see different beings there except me.
But before you did the show, though, have you had any kind of ghostly experience or experiences with the spiritual world?
No, and I don't want to. I believe in it because there's a saying that if you challenge it, like, oh, I don't believe in ghosts or whatever, oh, this is all nonsense and everything, it will challenge you. So I kind of like go ahead and stick to religion. Okay, I do believe, but I don't want to meet you guys. I'm cool.
But maybe you can share with us one of your most terrifying or most memorable experiences with the supernatural from Strange Encounters.
There was a few. I can go back to the second episode where we were looking for the pocong. There was this girl with the LITE group. Constantly, she kept being possessed.
But
Yeah.
constantly, so she would get possessed and then she'd get out of it and get possessed again.
She would get possessed, and the people there will calm her down or recite some readings, and then she'll come back to conscience. So there was this one time I wanted to go for Maghrib prayers, So I was walking, and then all of a sudden I hear rah, rah, rah in the back, and I look back, and it was her chasing me. So everyone came, chased her, and pulled her down. And I was like,
What?
yeah. I was like, what? But a part of me were like, dude, this is so much. Can we stop this?
Yeah. Maybe she really wanted your autograph.
All right. So that was the first one. The second one that freaked me out was, I think it was the third or the fourth episode, which was my favorite. I can tell you that this is 100% true. The part where we went to go see this Jenglot.
The what?
The Jenglot. It's called a Jenglot. Jenglot.
What is it?
Jenglot. Jenglot. Okay.
Yeah, it's a small little doll with canine teeth, long hair, and the body is wood, I guess. Yeah,
Okay.
This
Yeah,
is like the
it-
Asian Annabelle
yeah.
doll, is it?
something like that. But I am not lying to you, okay? This is true. So we went to go meet this shaman, and he was all like, oh, he has this Jenglot and everything. And I asked him, how did you get it? He said he didn't get it. Someone came knocking on his door and giving it to him. And I was like, oh, okay. He said he didn't look for the Jenglot. The Jenglot looked for him. Yeah, according to him. So I'm like, okay, cool. Everyone has a story, right? So we sat down. He wanted to present the Jenglot. So he brought this wooden box, okay, and the Jenglot is supposed to be in there. So there's two types of Jenglot. What he told me. The first, there's a bad one and a good one. So the bad one, basically, it will ask for blood. What type of blood? I'm not sure. I don't remember. But you have to feed it blood, enable it for it to have powers or supernatural powers where you could just ask something and the Jenglot will give it to you. So the good Jenglot, you don't feed it blood, but you just feed sort of flour. There's a flour that you have to put inside the box,
Right.
and it will be alive. Either you ask something from it, I'm not sure. I didn't go into detail to that. So he brought this Jenglot, and there was like flowers in it. So this is like the good Jenglot. So we were recording, and he told me to touch it. So at first he brought the box. I touched the box, and it was like nothing. It's just like a normal box. So when he opened it, the Jenglot was inside. And when I touched the box again, the box was vibrating.
What? No.
Yes.
Come on. What?
No, the box was vibrating. So it was like a sting, and I was like, is it vibrating? At first I thought it was like electricity, because you know when you touch and it's vibrating really fast, and when you touch it, it's like electrocution or something like that, right? So when I touched it, it was like, okay, is that electric or was it vibrating? So he took the Jenglot out, he put it on the table. Because the vibration was so fast, it started moving. Because of the vibration.
On its own.
On its own.
What?
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So it started moving. I was like, wow. So after like 15 minutes, I think, it wasn't vibrating anymore. So I thought this was the nice time for me to check it out, because you never know if they put a battery inside or whatever,
I was
right?
thinking the same thing. Yeah.
Right. But okay, phones vibrate, right? When you give a call,
Yeah.
you can hear it vibrating when the sound is off, correct?
Yeah.
This one had no sound,
Right. It's just moving.
but it was vibrating, but there was no sound. So definitely there's no engine.
Okay.
Okay, so I pick it up. I started looking around. The body was most likely it had to it was like wood, the
Okay.
body. So the teeth and the claws were, it's like kind of like our nails too, but thinner.
So they're real?
How big are these Jenglots?
Just really small, like
All right. Okay.
Like-
Oh, so it's like a small little
yeah.
toy doll.
yeah, it's like okay, like maybe a little bit bigger than my power
Right.
charger.
Okay.
right? So, and it's always like this,
Okay.
and it has like the fangs and everything, and the hair. The hair was like
Is it
people
real
in their
human hair?
50s. Yeah, it was real human hair.
Okay.
So I kind of because I believe in there's other beings. It's just that we've never met them. You know, like trees.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Trees have frequencies and they talk to each other.
Yeah.
They are living beings.
Yeah.
Animals are living beings. Birds are living beings. Rocks and whatsoever, they all have their own frequency, and they're talking to each other. It's just that because our ears are limited frequency that we can receive, that is why we can't hear them talking.
Right.
So I kind of think that this is also something like that. It's just that I do not believe that if you ask something from it, it will give you something. So to debunk this, we met this professor at a university, and basically he just said that why, when people ask something from these Jenglot or whatsoever, is because when you have this sort of mindset in your mindset that you will get it, you might really get what you want.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, when I wanted to be an actor, you know, in Malaysia, I don't look Malaysian, I don't even look Chinese, not even Indian, not even close, but I am where I am because I believed in myself. I believed in myself that I could do it, that I
Right.
can. So this is the same thing what the professor told us. Said that basically that's happened is because when they have this Jenglot, they ask something from it, they believe that they will get what they ask for. It's just that they put their belief in this Jenglot.
Right.
Okay.
So do you believe the Jenglot was alive?
If it vibrates, yeah, I kind of believe it was. So it wasn't moving anymore, right? And I
Yeah.
checked for battery, if there's
Nothing.
an insert for batteries. No, nothing. So he took the doll, put it back in the box, okay? And he put the flowers back in the box. He closed it, and we waited for another 20 minutes or 5 minutes. I'm not sure. He took it out and it's vibrating again.
I don't know, man. Just-
What country was this? Because you travel around Southeast Asia.
This
What
was in
country was this?
Surabaya, Indonesia.
Right.
Okay. Do you think out of all the countries around Southeast Asia, Indonesia and Malaysia is the most are the most superstitious when
And supernatural.
when it came to the paranormal? But I mean, like you said, there's a big group there's a big group of people out there whose work is based on their ability to communicate with this other dimension or with this spirit world. Why do you think though some people choose to believe in mediums, in shamans, in bomos, you know, and dukuns?
Well, maybe because sometimes it works for them. We have doctors. We have even music is magic. I mean, we use frequencies. There's a bass, okay. So when the bass starts hitting, do 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 do, scientifically proven that this bass shakes your nerve system. So whatever you're singing in a different frequency, it will get inside your body. Certain people do when they meet doctors, and like there's something in their body that the doctors just can't cure. So they start looking for other alternatives. I do believe that there are a lot of things that we do not understand today, even though we have modern technology.
So do you believe in exorcisms?
When you live in Nusantara, that stuff does happen in front of your eyes. It happened to one of my wife's friends. She, she had like all these boyfriends going on, and then one got angry and sent something to her.
Oh.
And then she was like, all like, she said, first of all, she said that she could smell dead bodies.
What?
Yeah, she said that she could smell dead bodies, and my wife was shaking. I was like, oh my god, because her uncle is a shaman too. So they went to go send it to her uncle. They went to go send her friend to her uncle, and her uncle like kind of like there's a way that they do to enable to talk with the spirit inside her. I would just go ahead and put it as a demon inside of her. So they asked her like, where are you from? They asked the demon, where are you from? Who sent you and everything? And then the demon did reply. Yeah.
That's scary.
It is. So when you're in Malaysia or in Nusantara, you don't want to mess around with people. No, you don't want to mess around with people.
But Josiah, would you say that before hosting this show, you're probably a skeptic in that sense that you didn't believe? I mean, you believe that there's the spirit world, but you didn't believe sort of that it exists and it can appear right in front of your eyes. But only after you hosted the show, you believe now?
Even before and after I did, I just think that there are certain things that certain people do that they want to exaggerate it. Some people, okay, first of all, let's talk about Badang.
What's a
Or
badang?
maybe a Badang is like a character of a myth character back in the day where he's like really strong and everything. So everything is a metaphor. When something happens back in the day, people will exaggerate the story. So this is something that I think that you have to go there, you have to see the people that do it, and you can notice that how they're exaggerating. So there's a lot of things that when people tell you, you can't just 100% believe it. You have to follow them. You have to see it with your own eyes. Then you can believe it. Yeah. So I do believe that there's a lot of people that like to exaggerate some things, but they do exist actually. It's just that it's been exaggerated too much.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But do you think these people who serve the spirit world, they have some form of inborn talent in them, or can it be just picked up?
I'm not sure about that. It could be yes, and it could be no. Again, it could be because of ancestry, because of their ancestors wanted to have this spiritual power, this connection with other worlds. So before they died, they forgot to turn it off. So it kind of like goes to the next generation to next generation. And there are also other rituals that you have to do and able to cut it off, which I don't know. I don't go into it very deeply.
Yeah.
I just understand what people told me and what I think is logic. Because there's a lot of things that aren't that doesn't make sense, and there are a few things that do make sense. So I'm not going to 100% believe. I just hope that every time when I hear these stories and everything, I just hope that God closes my ears when there's something exaggerated, and open my eyes to the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in the movies, you see stuff like susuk or all this sake kind of stuff, right? Where something is passed on from generation to generation to generation. And I'm like, there's no way this actually happens.
Yeah.
And then you hear all these stories that it actually affects those people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then you get people who are just acting, who are very good actors and actresses.
Yeah. Correct. It's a tough world.
Oops.
Hold on.
Yeah.
There we go.
All
I'm
right.
here.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Now, Josiah, you were also in a movie last year, KL Vampires, where you actually played a vampire. Did you have to do any research into vampires and Pontianaks before becoming one in the movie?
Nah, nothing much. Me, basically, I would like to try to do something that I want to do. For example, that you have different characters will do different things. So what I did was basically based on my character, what the director told me. So it's more, my character was more based on history. My character lived for a very long time and had like this fell in love with human, and he knew that it couldn't really happen because it's human and whatsoever. So it focused more on relationships instead of it didn't go really into deep about how vampires, the Pontiana, how they live, whatever they do. The only basic things that they gave was that they suck blood, and they just live for a very long time, and they have more strength compared to normal humans. So it didn't really go into deep into the characteristics of the Pontiana. So yeah.
But do you think the Pontianas are a myth, or they exist?
They do exist. Yeah, I do believe because I do believe in other dimensions. We just can't see them. So if like we humans, there's Chinese, there's Indians, there's Mexicans, and so on and so on. So also in another world, there could be other different races too. It's even like dogs, you have different breeds of dogs. Like tigers, you have a white tiger, you have an orange tiger. So I do believe that it's same almost everywhere, even in other dimensions.
Are you a horror movie fan?
No.
Really?
No.
You got Strange Encounters and all this, you believe?
I just do it for the money, but yeah. I don't know. I'm more into science fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm more into science fiction and medieval movies.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I like.
We make so many horror movies here in Malaysia. There must be some truth to it, I guess.
There is. The thing is about filmmakers here in Malaysia, they want to give you that experience. They want to give their viewers that experience. They actually go to the haunted place. Like I did Castile Tour.
Right.
It was a joint venture in Malaysia and Indonesian film. So there's supposed to be like ghosts and whatever at Kelly's Castle, right?
Yep.
They actually shot at Kelly's Castle.
Yeah.
They went to Kelly's Castle and shot there.
Did you feel anything?
I would say that when you go somewhere into like a room, not a room, but in certain places where you go where you're alone, you can feel like your body moving a little bit, like some energy is like pushing you,
right?
Just a little bit. But I didn't see anything, but I just could feel like there's some sort of energy like pushing me. You know when you're alone in the dark and you feel like your body is like moving? Yeah, something like that. But when you're in light, you don't feel that movement. Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Wow.
Heavy stuff, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you are a father of 4 kids now.
Yeah.
What would you say if your kids were to come up and ask you, Daddy, do ghosts exist? What will you tell them?
Yeah, I'll say yes. They do exist. Just don't get into it.
just don't go look for trouble.
Yeah, believe it. Don't look for trouble. Yeah.
What would you do if your kids came up to you and said, "Dad, there's someone else in the room. Can you see him?" And then you're how would you feel about that?
Okay. One thing.
That's my worst nightmare, actually. If my kid were to come up and tell me, "Mom, there's someone else in the room." Oh my God.
Well, my children don't say that there's something, but there is also saying that, you know how when the baby is like looking up,
yeah,
and then it's like all happy and stuff like that. Some people say that is actually the angels playing with the baby. And there's also a few times where one of my daughters, I don't remember where it was, but she kind of like stopped and looked at one spot for a long time. Yeah.
How old was she?
oh man, I don't know if it was Earling or Irsa, but like the thing about these creatures is that they're really smart. They know when a child cannot speak, so that's when they show themselves, right?
Right.
Yeah, I don't really remember which one or how old were they.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they couldn't tell you anything. They were just standing there and staring.
Yeah, they just yeah, correct.
Wow. Okay.
But like us, when we were little children, we really don't remember it, right?
No.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Freaky.
Like when we were working from home at one time, like I saw Belle, that she was looking into the camera and everything, but I saw someone standing behind her the whole time.
Yeah. Maybe she was patting her on the side there, like good girl.
Exactly.
All right. That's enough for today. Now, Josiah, tell us what's next in your books. What's next for Josiah Hogan?
My band recently released 2 of our new singles.
Oh.
One is called The Vow. The other one is called Everything to Gain. The Vow is a song where I wrote for my wife, based on she gave birth to our third child. So I wrote that song for her, and I got a drama series coming out maybe next year. It's called Kalong. It's a suspense thriller drama. Yeah.
Anything to do with the supernatural?
Yes, it does.
Oh.
You just can't get away from it, can you?
I'm okay with it. I don't know. I kind of look cool and stuff like that. I'm okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for this chat, Josiah.
All right. Thank you guys.
And, for making the hairs on my face stand up when you were talking about the lady chasing after you. Oh my God, that was scary.
Yeah.
Autograph.
All right, cool. Thank you guys for having me. It's a
Bye,
pleasure.
Josiah.
All right. Let's take a picture. We need to take a picture.
Yeah.
Take a picture of it. Hold on.